recognize Dr. Philip Zellico, our Commission's Executive Director, who will begin the first staff statement, overview of our enemy.
For students in Hamburg.
As originally envisioned, the 9/11 plot involved even more extensive attacks than those carried out on September 11th. KSM maintains that his initial proposal involved hijacking 10 planes to attack targets on both the east and west coasts of the United States. He claims that in addition to the targets actually hit on 9/11, these hijacked planes were to be crashed into CIA and FBI headquarters, unidentified nuclear power plants, and the tallest buildings in California and Washington state. The centerpiece for his original proposal was the 10th plane, which
financing of the 9/11 plot. Atta selected a date after the first week of September so that the United States Congress would be in session. According to KSM, the U.S. Capitol was indeed on the preliminary target list he had initially developed with bin Laden and Atef in the spring of 1999. That preliminary list also included the White House, the Pentagon, and the World Trade Center. KSM claimed that while everyone agreed on the Capitol, he wanted to hit the World Trade Center, whereas bin Laden favored the Pentagon and the White House.
Going to cost us well over $100 billion. They continue to float and spread like mercury across the mirror all over the world.
To continue.
In Sudan, bin Laden, the senior Iraqi intelligence officer, reportedly made 3 visits to Sudan and finally met with bin Laden in 1994. At that time, bin Laden is said to have requested space to establish training camps, assistance in procuring weapons, but Iraq apparently never responded. There have been reports that contacts between Iraq and al-Qaeda also occurred after bin Laden returned to Afghanistan, but they do not appear to have resulted in a collaborative relationship. Supported by Pakistan, seized control of Kabul, the capital. Time of bin Laden's move to Afghanistan.
The intelligence community expects that the trend toward attacks intended to cause ever higher casualties will continue. Al-Qaeda and other extremist groups will likely continue to exploit leaks of national security information in the media, open source information on techniques such as mixing explosives, and advances in electronics. It may modify traditional tactics in order to prevent detection or interdiction by counterterrorist forces. Regardless of the tactic, Al-Qaeda is actively striving to attack the United States and inflict mass casualties.
You, Mr. Fitzgerald, since you raised the
who lost people to kind of hear this stuff, it's very painful to think about all the missed. It's very upsetting because you hear about a lot of missed opportunities. When they talk about it could have been a different day, of course we all wonder how our lives would have been impacted, whether our loved one would have been killed then.
Does not allow long statements. It's answers to questions.
Thank you very much. And your name again?
We're the conscience of the commission. That's the way we feel about it. And we would like it if they took this further, more harder, more assertive, and more conclusive.
With that